So, if you're on social media at all, you've seen them, right? These ads for at-home laser caps. They are absolutely everywhere, all promising to help you with hair loss. It's a massive market, and it feels like the tech just gets more and more powerful every single day. But when we're talking about low-level laser therapy, or LLT, is more power really the answer? We're about to dig in and find out why that might not be the case.
I mean, it's just how we're wired to think, isn't it? When you're buying a new phone, you want more megapixels. A new car, you're looking for more horsepower. It's just a natural assumption that bigger numbers have got to mean better results.
But what if, for this specific kind of therapy, that fundamental assumption is just completely wrong? What if chasing more and more power is actually the exact opposite of what you should be doing?
To really get what's going on here, we've got to look at what is basically a laser cap arms race. It's this relentless push from all these companies to one-up each other, just cramming more and more lasers into their devices. Just think about how it usually goes. You see a really slick ad on Instagram for one of these caps. You get curious, you hop online, and what's the first thing you're probably going to search for? The most powerful laser cap. It makes perfect sense, right? You want to get the best, and the easiest thing to compare is, well, the number of laser diodes. And just look at how wild this arms race has gotten. The source material we're looking at shows that over 20 years ago, these things started out with maybe 12 diodes. 12! Fast forward to today, we're seeing caps with 140, 270, even over 300 lasers packed in there. The escalation is just incredible. But here's the catch. As those numbers keep climbing higher and higher, some experts are starting to sound an alarm. They're basically saying that this obsession with raw power completely misses the whole point of how this therapy actually works.
And here is the core idea, coming straight from our source. It is not about blasting your scalp with the maximum number of lasers you can find. It's about precision. It's about delivering the right amount of energy to actually be effective.
In fact, the expert warns that just diving into a really high level of energy just because a device has the most diodes is absolutely the wrong approach. The key isn't the hardware, it's the biological effect. So how can we wrap our heads around this?
Well, to make this crystal clear, our source uses a really simple but honestly a perfect analogy that makes this entire concept just click.
Okay, here it is. This is the aha moment. Low-level laser therapy is not like a hammer where a bigger one always hits harder. It's much more like a prescription medication. Think about it this way. When a doctor gives you a prescription, you take 1 or 2 pills just like it says on the bottle. That gets you the therapeutic effect. You would never just swallow the whole bottle at once, right? You know that would be ineffective at best and probably pretty harmful at worst. Well, with LLT, it's the same kind of idea. The goal is to gently stimulate the cells in your follicles, but blasting them with too much energy can actually be counterproductive. It could shut down the very growth process you're trying to encourage.
So the crucial takeaway here is that LLT is a dose-dependent therapy. The goal isn't to overwhelm your hair follicles with the most energy possible. It's all about stimulating them with the correct dose of energy to get things growing. So now, with this new perspective, we can stop thinking like we're just buying another electronic gadget and start thinking about this as the targeted therapy it really is. All right, let's boil it all down. The key thing to remember here isn't a bunch of technical energy levels. It's just a simple shift in mindset. Instead of looking at the number of diodes as the measure of quality, the real goal is to find a device that's actually designed to deliver the right therapeutic amount of energy.
And that leaves us with this final thought. The next time you see an ad and it's flashing a huge number of lasers at you, promising the most powerful device on the market, you can now ask yourself a much smarter question. Is this device just selling me the whole bottle of pills, or is it designed to deliver the right prescription?